Vegas, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you insist on ruining people's lives? You go to Vegas, excited. Wow, here's everyone in Vegas walking down the strip. Bellagio, Trump Hotel. There's a Denny's marquee, the M&M store, Coca-Cola Land, Diet Cola Land, strippers, dwarfs, butt cheeks, booze, tits, chips, dip, more tits, Wayne Newton. And then you come back Sunday and you're like, get me the fuck out of here. And it's a lot. It's a lot because everybody's smoking, everybody's toking, and everybody's choking on their financial troubles. Because it's tough to not gamble. I only gambled a few times. I threw $100 down on blackjack. I went, hit me on 6. You have to hit on 6. You have to hit on 6, which is probably what Joey Lawrence said to one of the actors while they were filming Blossom. That's a weird little thing I just put together there. 6 was a character on the show Blossom with Mayim Bialik, who played the lead Blossom, and 6 was her best friend, played by Jenna Von Oy. How the fuck do I remember that? Jenna Von Oy played 6. What a weird name. But she had a great career. She was on Blossom. I don't know what she did after that. But if you're on a hit sitcom, you're doing all right. Who said that? I don't know. Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat, throw him in the 90s festival. I'd pay to see that. Sugar Ray. Getting a lot of spam calls recently. I want to pick it up and just tell that guy to eat his own ass, but yeah, I don't know. They tap all the calls. Vegas sucked it out of me like a glory hole bathroom attendant that was just trying to give you mints and tell you where to get back on the freeway. Super Bowl energy was electric, I'll say that. Had 8 shows at the Tropicana Laugh Factory. I'm sure you saw that clip I posted. We'll put up a shot of it right there. It's on my Instagram of the woman that was high as balls on the last show of the weekend, Super Bowl Sunday, who I went into the crowd to embrace and was just giggling up a storm and so sweet. She was a big fan, which I appreciate, and she just could not control her joy in that moment. And it was insane and infectious and a very sweet, hilarious moment, and I was proud to be alive for it. Shout out to that gal. Lila was her name. And weed was her game that night. But the shows were fun. I appreciate everybody. Let's pull this back down. Appreciate everybody coming out. We'll be posting more clips from that weekend. Worked out a bunch of new stuff, which is always fun. Vegas crowds are well-equipped for trying out new bits because you're getting everybody from everywhere all at once. And so you got to take advantage of that because you got a bunch of different thoughts and opinions and approaches to the world. Cool. Let me see if this one idea can cut through all of them at the same time. Went to some parties. Went to a skills competition with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, who were launching their vodka Por Osos. We're going to cut to some pictures of that right now. Did a punt, pass, kick competition with Bobby Lee, Will Compton, Joey Fatone. Man, it was fun. It was fun. Bert and Tom know how to party, man. They had a big show at MGM Grand with Bobby Lee and Shane Gillis, and then a big after party, and Guy Fieri was there, and Vince Vaughn, and Jimmy Kimmel, and man, it was wild. Their vodka is incredible. I drank almost a bottle of it during the skills competition. You had to kick some punts, kick some field goals. It was Tom versus Bert's team. I was on Bert's team. And then one was they had a guy dressed in a bear suit from Two Bears, One Cave, their podcast, and you had to hit him, throw some footballs at him. I got 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5. The punts, not so good. The field goals, I tried to do a thing where I was drinking shots from the bottle as I was kicking. Thought it would look cool on camera. Maybe it did. Didn't help the kick. So fucked that up, but had a blast. And then had 2 shows of my own that night, and then we went out to a party later that night, and then an after party. And then we went over to the Sports Illustrated party for a minute and saw the Chainsmokers for a bit. Vegas, man, they do it up. I mean, look, there's so much to do. I think we had a good time. Then you go on Instagram and you see, Quavo and fucking my boy Ronnie 2K and King Batch and Miles Teller and Leo and fucking Penn and Teller and fucking the director of Two Girls, One Cup. Everyone's having a blast. There's parties you didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But that's what Vegas, that's what they offer. When it was in Arizona last year, we went to like 3 parties. There was like a couple parties every night. And look, every city has a ton of venues. No shortage of fun to be had. But Vegas really just, oh my God, dude, there was just so much. And then the game. Woke up Sunday hurting and didn't drink until a little bit Sunday night. And then I decided to actually get really high for my late show. And that was fun. I sat on the stool. That's where that laughing Lila moment happened. But I felt like dialed in. And again, you're doing 45 minutes. But it was nice to just sit on the stool, be a little stony, be loose, take some chances, riff on some stories that I hadn't really thoroughly worked out yet. But the crowd was engaged enough to let me throw some darts. But yeah, the Tropicana, been going there for 10 years. Great club. Laugh Factory there, always great. Had a lot of great moments, shows, met a lot of cool people. Harry Basil, shout out, who runs the Laugh Factory Reno and West Covina now. And the Laugh Factory has been great to my family and I, hooking up rooms and extended stays and just giving us a great time for many years. And now they're tearing it down. So this was one of the last weekends. They've got maybe a month left. I think end of March, Harry's actually, I believe, headlining the last weekend at the Tropicana, the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana. And then they're going to shut it down, man. Wild. Now, look, is there semen on the wall? Is there piss on the floor? Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a dirty-ass hotel. Showroom's great. They've got a couple cool restaurants. They've mixed up some bars over time. There used to be a really cool big screen and live band karaoke downstairs. It was a blast. Then they tried to, create some cool, flashy, slick lounge that closes at like 10 p.m. So they fucking blew it on that one. The people who bought the Trop apparently did not want to invest any money in actually making it cool. At one point, they had a beach club, an outdoor beach club. 50 Cent was there. But they just couldn't get it going. You can't compete when you're across from MGM, Caesars, Paris, Bellagio. Oof. You got that fountain show at the Bellagio. Tropicana's got its own fountain show. It's 2 guys peeing in each other's mouths in the fucking sports book area. But that being said, good times, great oldies. And we'll miss the room because the shows were a lot of fun. So shout out to George, Harry, Richard, Pat, who's been bartending at the Tropicana for 46 years. Can you imagine bartending for 46 years? Can you imagine living for 46 years? I'm 41. I got 5 more to get to that. By the way, being 41, feeling pretty good. Coming out of Vegas, I'm definitely got to take a step back on the smoking and the drinking. Vegas was a lot. Fun, but finally feel like I'm turning that corner where it's like, oof. You know what I'm saying? Everything takes a little bit longer to get back to square one, I need that Mario Brother raccoon or Fireball or a fucking 1-Up, right? To really, start feeling like I'm a person again. That being said, it's tough to go to Vegas and be sober. We went and saw the Sphere, ate some edibles. Hey, guess what? Bad idea. Oh, man. It starts off, it's like, the world has been around forever. And then it's just this big image of Earth. And it gets bigger and bigger and pushes in slower and slower towards you. And I'm in my seat like, fuck! And it's just coming at me. And my wife's like, are you cool? I'm like, yeah. So I grab some Twizzlers, start fucking stress eating. And then the Earth goes away. And then it shows these 2 people in like these chambers. And it's like, every year we think about trying to be better versions of ourselves. Mountains, lakes, oceans, We are all living organisms on this side of what it is. But we must move forward together. Look at the beautiful land. And then a spider all of a sudden just goes and pops out of the screen, and you're like, fuck! And then they cut to Africa, and it's like, the horses gallop with the zebras, and the lions munch on the grass, while the monkeys dance in the trees below. And then it cuts to underwater, and it's like, minnows and sharks swim about, none more bigger than the rest, as the moon glistens on the mountain tops and the seas, the winds, dreams, and dreams. And then cuts to outer space, and you see fucking some planets, and then some people in like Mexico playing some drums, and then it was just a lot of soft, smooth narration, big shots of like, you know, the Grand Canyon, and then it was like somebody climbing on a mountain with no harness. It was all over the place, but breathtaking, right? And on edibles, wow, the visuals were stunning, but it took a lot out of me. The lead up walking into the Sphere was bananas, and then you get in there and it's high up. You walk up a lot of stairs. No doubt someone's fallen, and that's a bad fall. If you fall down the stairs inside the Sphere, you're breaking most bones, not all bones. But people are going to start calling you Bones, the TV show, because you're going to break everyone in your body. Yeah. Your new nickname is David Borealis. I think that's the guy from Bones. I never watched it. I never watched Bones. I dated a girl who loved Bones. She was like, David Borealis, I think of you when I ride you. I was like, I just asked you what time it was. We're done. Can you imagine breaking up by going, you're out of here? Do you think Major League umpires, when they break up with their spouses, girlfriends, lovers, what have you, go, hey, Deb, you know what? Things ain't working out. Between you and I, you're out of here. I hope that happens. Because then she laughs and she's like, all right, that was a funny breakup. Funny breakups are a must. Sad breakups turn into lust. No, I don't know. I was looking for a rhyme. But when you sad breakup, no one wins. Funny breakup. I don't know how you do it because, you know, emotions are high. Feelings are heavy. Anyway, Sphere, shout out. It's cool. Can't wait to go see the Dead and Company there. I think they're next on tap to do a concert there. It'd be cool to go see comedy there. The sound was great. Kind of shook the seats. Do you ever go to that Shrek 4D thing at Universal Studios? When I was working there, they put that in, and it was like the seats would shake when Donkey sneezed. Yeah, fucking water shot out. I think when there was like, you went through a spider web and there was wind, and then they blew air and smoke in your face. I think Shrek farted or Fiona queefed and they blew some, I don't know, I forget. But they had some elements of the show that made it more interactive. That was cool. So they did a little bit of that at the Sphere. And then we flew back. And, wow. Don't know when I'm going back to Vegas. But I do know that I'll be excited. Because that's every time. Like I said earlier. Whoa, look at everything around you. Vegas, exciting and new. Come aboard, we're expecting you. We've got drunk people in the streets and whores eating meat treats off their feet and belly dancers trying to get people to watch them play. It's Vegas, you say. There's pools and money and drugs and funny. Seinfeld and Adele. There's a guy who looks like Hitler in hell doing a one-man show next to the Australian go-go dancers.